Axonall has access to over 1.6 million properties but curates fewer than 10,000.
We are picky. We don't want more choices.
What does true luxury means in today's world?
Today's luxury is misunderstood and it's mostly associated with the price tag. Price is there because it showcases how rare and hard to access and how valuable that is. It's not a true indicator of the results.
One of the questions Axonall asks is, how do you want to feel?
Most travel companies ask where, when, how much. But for Axonall, we flip the coin. That's why we are truly disruptors in the travel industry.
Do you believe travel has the ability to transform people?
Of course.
What is Axonall? If someone had only 30 seconds to understand your company, how would you describe it? Before we talk about Axonall, I'd love to start with you. Tell us about your journey. Who is Mel Suntal beyond the title of founder and CEO?
Not many people know about this. I used to be a computer programmer and I started my career in computer software. And then I pivoted to hospitality and luxury. So I spent a decade in global luxury houses, and I was raised in cross cultures, and I grew up in 5 different countries. I have worked in 6 different continents, traveled to 72 different countries, and I think I'm still exploring in that sense. And these things, everywhere I go and everything I did in terms of travels taught me something, and something new, something exciting, and something different.
You have already worked with some of the world's leading luxury brands.
Correct.
Was there a defining moment when you realized the travel industry needed something fundamentally different?
These questions we were just discussing yesterday at the dinner. To me personally, the defining moment was sustainability. I was getting incredibly frustrated with empty travels. And at some point, I was living out of my suitcase, taking so many trips from Monday to Friday. And it was mindless. I did not understand what my carbon footprint was. And I was thinking about it later. Sometimes you completely forget about it. And then, of course, I connect with nature quite a lot. I like spending time with nature whenever I can. That's when I realized I wanted to do something different, something unique. And that's how the idea came about. It's actually started from the carbon wallet, and then Axonall came into it. It's not the other way around. Introducing the carbon wallet, I think my team and I, our biggest achievement, which is we are really passionate about. Why carbon wallet, I might add, is the travel. We talk about the carbon offset, sustainability, but the carbon wallet does something completely different. It's not trying to tackle the problem with the sustainability. The purpose of the Axonall carbon wallet is it's really giving the power and an understanding to our guests before they make choices. So that means putting that carbon footprint forefront of the decision making. That create a dynamic that you think about sustainability, you think about environment before you take the trip, not just after a few months later, like that happens in the industry. Of course, eventually we're going to enable the carbon offset. We are still working towards it, but for now, right now, it's more informational. And there's a lot more work to do, and which is very exciting for us.
You were saying that luxury is about presence, not price.
Right.
What does that mean to you personally?
It's a very interesting question. To me, luxury is, in a deep sense, I'm going to get very deep here, because when you say presence, it's about how you present yourself to the environment, to the people, to the places, the planet. And that's what I meant by presence.
What is Axonall? If someone had only 30 seconds to understand your company, how would you describe it?
Axonall is an AI-powered luxury travel company, a travel booking platform, and you can book carefully selected, hand-picked hotels, off-market stays, private jets, private islands, and very rare experiences online with few clicks. Why we are very different is that we are available online, but still you get that really unique bespoke experience that you can get from a human travel advisor. We do have journey artisans supporting every part of the journey, as well as artificial intelligence.
One of the questions Axonall asks is, how do you want to feel? Why is that question more powerful than asking, where do you want to go?
Most travel companies ask where, when, how much. Those are the questions they ask in the beginning. But for Axonall, we flip the coin. That's why we are truly disruptors in the travel industry. We understand the guest in real time, their desires, their current state of mind, as well as the goals of the trip and what they want to get out of it. So basically, in a nutshell, we ask what you want out of this trip. not where you want to go. And then we design the trip around that rather than having a location or price in mind.
Do you believe travel has the ability to transform people?
Of course, absolutely.
Can
It
you
has
can you
all.
explain what transformation means in the context of excellence?
So for us, everything we do by the transformation arcs part. Like I explained myself as well, when I traveled, I started to see the world very differently. And when you travel through the transformation arcs, which can change often, but the beauty of it, sometimes you could go under the stillness transformation arc, and the next minute you will be echelon. At the same time, you're exploring the journeys and you're exploring yourself as well.
Emotional intelligence is a phrase people hear often, but Axonall has made it part of its technology. How does emotional intelligence actually influence the journeys you create?
Well, people use the emotional intelligence for everything now, right? What we do with our AI concierge, we could the way that you interact with the platform, where you, like, when you log into www.axonall.com, and where you look at, where you pause, and what you browse, the questions that you ask, everything tells us a lot about you. So for us, emotional intelligence is beyond delivering preferences. It's something intangible, and to capture these intangible clues and the signals, you need advanced technology. That's what we've deployed in our operating structure. So that's why we have a superior way of delivering on the preferences.
Your platform talks about the transformational arc. Can you explain what that is and why you developed it?
Okay, how do I explain in a simplest way? Is imagine that you are on a journey and you have a choice of taking the transportation modes like bus, train, car, walk. And it might be ideal. Some people might choose to walk, hike, and some people choose to take the bus or the train. It depends on who you are. Not everybody travel the same way. What transformational parts enable our guest is to travel intelligently, intuitively, and of course, at the same time, discovering themselves.
Artificial intelligence is changing every industry. Many people worries it removes the human element. Why did you choose to make AI such an important part of Axonall?
I get this question asked many times, and this is a question I keep on answering. And even in the industry, a lot of people talking about, having that fear of job losses and, like, removing the service excellence, and a lot of concerns around it. The way I see it, the technology is there for, like, my team is absolutely amazing, and I have a strong team. And what technology does is like enabling them to deliver on the service promise, but that does not remove the human warmth, human connection that we are bringing to the table. So our journey artisans absolutely paramount. But if you think about it, AI can process vast amount of information, fraction of a second, whereas our human brain cannot process at the same level, same speed, or same scale. But in that way, if you have those information processed by the AI, and us as human journey artisans, we can deliver, we can understand the guest faster, and of course filter out our personal biases, and also deliver better service. So in a nutshell, my team is focusing on the customer service, and the AI is doing the tedious, boring tasks that I don't want my team to do.
Luxury means different things to different people. What does true luxury means in today's world?
Today's luxury is misunderstood, and it's mostly associated with a price tag. Price is there because it showcases how rare and hard to access and how valuable that is. It's not a true indicator of the results. For example, if you take on a luxury journey, when you come out, then you have to have something changed in you, not just photographs or memories, something intangible.
Axonal has access to over 1.6 million properties but curates fewer than 10,000. Why was curation more important to you than simply offering more choices?
We are picky. We don't want we don't want more choices. We want to get the best out there for our guests, and we handpicked every hotel, every destination, and every product that we have, like every service. The one thing that I think I can share is people can't pay us and get into the platform. So they have to have the brand standards that we are looking for to make it to Axonall. So, we vouch for the products that we are selling on the platform we are showcasing, and as well as when it comes to our experiences, they're really unique. And most of the times that we have a proprietary IP as well.
How do you define an unforgettable journey?
Unforgettable journey. You can't forget the journey. Is it not? What is unforgettable journey? That means you can't forget the journey.
What role should travel play in protecting cultures, communities, and natural world?
So I think this could be controversial a little bit, my point of view. So I used to travel a lot, as I shared with you, and I traveled mindlessly. And I traveled for business, pleasure, leisure, but most of the trips, so initially, they were not very intuitive or thoughtful. Then, as I matured and as I, get used to accustomed to traveling a lot, and then I started to feel like I'm not getting anything back for myself, or I'm not giving anything either to the planet, people, or places I go. So I think everybody who travels, like all our guests, what we tell them as well, like when you go, you either have to get something or give something back. And I think that's needs to be the mentality for everybody, like, who just take the flight to go somewhere.
If someone experiences Axonal exactly as you envisioned, how do you hope they feel when they return home?
Very different to when they left home.
Finally, if you could leave future travelers with one message before they begin their next journey, what would you say?
Do something different. Don't do like the things that you see on social media, and don't follow the crowd. Go and do something different. Try the off the beaten path and do something exciting. See if you can change yourself as well and change your perspective and your experience. I would say, well, the most boring thing is just going to a beach holiday, just lying in the beach for, the weeks on. Sometimes you need that, but if you have at least, if you're taking 2, 3 holidays per year, even if it's by leisure, you're traveling for work and leisure, then try to like combine a little bit of like culture component and a transformation component to your travel, and just like go and experience the something that try and see what locals do and how does locals live, not in a touristy way, of course, staying away from those traps, like showcasing rare experience, connecting with locals, but of course, and using trustworthy platform like ours. External, everything's already pre-vetted and handpicked, and like it's nothing can go wrong. So yeah, just be mindful where you go, and if you can give back to the community, the place, and people, of course, do so. So it's very simple.